Hey everyone, welcome to video 4 of this 6-part video series on how to outsource for the first time. My name is Nathan, I'm the remote hiring guy, the CEO of FreeUp.com, and I am really excited about this part because we have done all the work that was required before meeting the worker. You have already identified what task you want to take off your plate, and you have another list of a lot of other tasks to take off later. You've identified what your perfect worker looks like, and you've gone in and actually submitted a request telling us exactly what you look for in a worker. So if you did that yesterday, by today, you should have received a worker fulfillment email. And in that email, we introduce you to 1 to 3 remote workers from $5 to $10 an hour that you can now meet and interview. If you remember last time, I had you create a list of things that are important to you. There are a few things on my list, like showing up on time and having strong communication, and I'm sure that you guys had a list of your own. Well, today is when you're going to actually use that list. You are going to set up and interview these people. So you should have gotten an email. If you log into your FreeUp account and go to ticket at the top and log in, you click view contact details, and you'll be able to see the worker's Skype. Skype is an incredible tool. I strongly recommend using it. It is way faster than email. You'll have a better experience than doing it on the phone, and you'll have everything in writing for your record. So go ahead and add that worker on Skype and shoot them an email asking them to set up a time to meet. If you have a Calendly, that's an incredible tool because you can just shoot them a link to your Calendly, have them book a time, and you just show up for it. A lot of them might have sent you a Calendly already. Whatever easiest to book a time for that interview. Now, before that interview, you've got a little bit of homework. I want you to check out our 6 best interview practices. You'll find the link below. Now, these are just basic examples of how to have a quick interview very effective. But I also want you to combine that with the things that you listed that are important to you. For example, if you listed important to you that they're able to work every morning, that's something you want to ask. And you want to ask those questions early on in the interview because remember, it's all about valuing your time up here. If you put that in the worker request and you interview the worker and you ask them, hey, can you work on Saturday and on Saturday morning, and you need them to work on Saturday morning, and they say, no, I can't, or maybe they just got another client that blocked that time off, you're going to click the reject button quickly. You're going to be nice to them. You're going to tell them, hey, I'm sorry. I don't want to waste your time. I don't think it's a fit. And you're going to click reject and send it back to us with feedback. Always a chance that we made a mistake. Schedules can change. It could be something along the lines of outside commitment. Maybe you want someone that can dedicate 20 plus hours a week to you, and you want to be their number one priority. And when you talk to them, one of the first questions you want to ask them is, hey, how many other clients do you have? And they all of a sudden tell you they have 8 different clients, and they'd be squeezing you in there in hours 50 through 70 to add that extra time to your week, and that's not good enough for you. So you can quickly reject them and click the reject button, provide us feedback, and we'll send you someone else. You see how easy it is? And you're going to do all of this via Skype chat. So I want you to take a second and review the important things that you have written down and review the 6 interview questions. And I want you to come up with only 3 to 4 questions, maybe 1 or 2 more if you want, that you can ask the worker quickly and get a response. And then when you ask these questions, you're going to have sub-questions based on that. If you ask someone what their outside commitment is, and they say, hey, I have 3 other clients, your following question is going to be like, can you just give me a ballpark of how many hours a week you're spending on them and when you work for them? So you get a better idea about that. All right, there's one more thing I want you to do before you interview. I want you to find a paragraph about your company. You can even write it yourself. You can find it on your website, whatever it is. You're going to start off with that because it's important the worker knows more about what they're getting into. If you have a little bit about your project, that's great as well. So to review, you've now been introduced to a few different workers, or at least one from the FreeUp marketplace. You're going to email them and set up a time to meet with them on Skype. And when you're doing Skype, you're not going to do a phone call. You're going to just do the chat. When you meet with them, you're going to send them information about your company and information about the project to start off. You're then going to ask them questions, the 3 to 4 questions that you prepared, and have some sub-questions following up with that. Get as much information as possible. If their interview's not going well, you're going to cut it off. All right, you're going to be polite, and you're going to click the reject a worker, put in feedback, send it back to us, and we're going to get you someone else based on that feedback. If it does go well and you get to the end of the interview, give the worker a chance to ask questions themselves. They might have questions to make sure that they are the right fit for you, and you should encourage them to ask those questions. Make them feel comfortable. At the end of the interview, if you feel like you have a good fit, if they checked every box of what your perfect worker looks like, everything that we prepared before, they match it exactly, you're going to log right into your FreeUp account. Inside the ticket, there's a big green hire button. And next to that is also the hourly rate. Make sure that the hourly rate works for you and click hire. Next, you're going to reach out to the worker and set expectations. And that is what video 5 is all about, setting expectations before you give them the task. See how easy that was? You met a worker within 24 hours, you had a 10 to 15 minute interview, and now you are just 2 steps away from taking that task off your plate.